Oh, we got a whole lot of stuff to get fixed on this episode. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. That's right, I have this bin of parts. It's a whole lot of stuff that we need to get fixed. It is currently 80 something degrees outside, so I am attempting to run the air conditioner. Hopefully it won't be too loud. If it is, hopefully my editing software, I can tone it down a little bit. So if this doesn't work out, I apologize, bear with me, but let's get some cars on the bench. Oh boy. Oh, look at that. It fits. It fits. Awesome. All right, we got to fix this ESC problem right here. So some of you might know I bought this off of Earl Moorhead. This was his card. He had the big block in here. I pretty much toned it down a little bit, put the stock motor back in, but we kept the Hobby Wing ESC because it's really good ESC. But it's just been dual locked in here, and I've had problems with this thing just popping loose. So our friends over here at Garage Life RC make a really cool 3D printed mount, and we're going to go ahead and get that installed so that way this ESC will stop popping loose. First, I need to disconnect the motor here. Can't go too far with it. We need to get this stuff off of here. Oh. All right, I just wiped that down just to get the dirt out of there. Ooh. Whoa, that's a lot of screws. Not the screws. Where's my... Man, if you're working on these cars, these little magnetic trays are wonderful. So check them out, man. Garage Life RC. If you are a veteran, they give you a discount too. So man, great company. Everything I've ever got from, I've liked. So, oh look, this actually has something here for the power button. Which, damn. How the hell did he put this thing on here? Which I'm just thinking if I'm going to do it, I need to do it now. And no, wait. Good God, man. Is this thing like freaking super glued? I think it was. Oh, yeah, that was glued. Jeez. Wow. Okay, so looks like we need to remove the antenna and these two screws, and now it looks like I'm also going to have to remove these two screws so I can get some slack in this wire. So check it out, man, it's pretty cool. Like, they got their name here, which you'll never see. They got the Traxxas and then XRT. So man, that's nice. I like that. So it's going to fit just like that. Like I said though, I need a little more slack, I think, because I don't think the wire really should run this way, because it's going to get pinched. It'd be better that it comes off the side like so, but I can't slide it. So check it out. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, so now we just got, it looks like these 4 inner screws will be the ones that we need. Go ahead. Now the power button. So I had to take the screws out of the case in order to get this to work. And then they provide you with a longer screw. Alright, last step. Get the antenna tube on. Which I guess you could probably skip it if you really want to. I don't think it's probably going to go anywhere, but and check it out. I guess the last step would be to plug in your wires. Let's see. I said it never really, I mean, you won't hurt anything plugging it in any. Oh wow. This thing does not want to. There we go. I mean, at worst case, it's just going to go backwards and you got to come back here and switch them, but, you know, why mess with it when you could just plug it in right and you got a cell phone pretty much always on you. So just plug it in. Check it out. Ooh, beautiful. Like I said, man, check out our friends there at Garage Life RC. They make some great products and military discount, and you guys might have noticed I have one other thing from them. Look at that. Got the wing mount. Garage Life RC wing mount, because you know these things were really good for breaking the wing mounts right away, and I have not broken that. So and look, it says XRT right there. It's in blue, which I like. I also got their the front bumper on the Outcast, because that thing broke day one. I've been running that no problem, so been very happy with that. Plus I also got roof skids on a couple of cars, so really good stuff with them so far. Check them out. All right, next on the bench will be, next up, my 6S Creighton. So I lost the antenna tube somewhere. So I ordered one a long time ago. And you know, I know they would warranty this, because I think I lost it after the first run, but I was already ordering stuff and this was a couple of bucks, and I just didn't feel like dealing with typing in all the stuff and complaining about a couple of dollar parts. So let's see here how long we're going to make this. So somewhere about that right there. Very good. Need to even see. Oh, look at that. The screw is in there. Makes me even wonder if they ever put an antenna tube in here. That was a simple fix. I was debating whether even to do this, but I just kind of wanted to show everybody what I'm fixing and why. Right? Because somewhere along the line that got lost. Alright, using a little heat, gonna put a little bend in here, because right where this thing comes up is like it's hitting here, the windshield area. So just by putting I can't cut this any shorter because of wire in there, but if a little bit of heat, we can manipulate that, and then we can go ahead and get this on. Yeah, we got plenty of space in there now. Alright, next up on the bench, before we move on, so this car, 700 6S Creighton, same price as the Max Slash, and I just want to show something here. So anti-sway bar, metal bulkheads, right? $250 Relarlo. Anti-sway bar, metal shock tower braces, center diff, cooling fan. I'm making a point. I'm getting there, I promise. Team Associated MT10 anti-sway bars, right? This was what, a $300 car, $350. And next up, we got the butt slash here. I think you know where I'm going with this. $700 RC, no sway bars, no. Absolutely no metal in here, which I don't really have a problem with that, because the plastic I think is more durable, but they're saving so much money on that. Why not add that? See, I had somebody tell me that I should add the sway bars and tune, and he's got customers that are totally happy, nobody complains. Wow, miracle, right? What he's mad about is that he's a dealer and that he doesn't like anybody saying something negative. But he started out his comment saying, oh, I had a Max Slash. Now let me know what you think of this. He says, I had a Max Slash and sold it and I had no regrets. So what does that sound like to you? He had one that sold it, right? Well, he came back and said, I made a comment, said, well, it couldn't have been too good because you already got rid of it. And he said, no, I missaid that. I'm a dealer. I sell them all the time. I buy them and then sell them. So you should read more carefully. Ha ha ha. Read? What am I supposed to read? You just said that you miswrote it. Oh my man, I tell you what, stuff you gotta deal with. And he's sitting there telling me like the anti-sway bars, which I have an alert on Traxxas that if they ever come in stock to alert me, as far as I don't know if they are, maybe local hobby shops did actually get them in, but I think I've proven, and I really wish when some brain surgeon like that will make a comment on my video, you're so mad that I pointed out a flaw with the vehicle, you act like every vehicle is perfect. I swear, that's what some people like. Every car is perfect, you should just deal with it. And you know, if we point out something, you know, trying to help the public, our fellow hobbyists, be informed about something, and then you really get somebody like that that's not appreciative because it's hurting his sales, because he's a hobby store, obviously, and it would hurt his sales if somebody found out that the servo saver on this thing is so slack that it was trash. See, now look. See, when you grab this, you should be able to move the servo. You shouldn't have it just moving and the servo saver just, it's not doing anything. And I think what made it worse was that when I got it, because I bound it to the one receiver, it automatically turned off the gyro. So without the gyro assisting, what I had going on was amplified, because I didn't have a gyro that was like trying to compensate for anything like everybody else that reviewed the thing. Used the original transmitter and they had a gyro active where I didn't. So I think that really helped show like how bad the servo saver was, because I didn't have any assistance. But you know, jeez. So yeah, the guy's complaining. Like I said, I don't even know if the sway bars are available, but I showed, put in the servo saver, and I have a video. The guy keeps harping on video number 1 of this thing. Why don't you take 2 seconds, do some research, look at my playlist, and there's a video there that says, has this won me over? And we took it out, and I ran this thing, drove it full speed, sliding it, running it, and it was doing fantastic. So, no shock tuning other than adding the extenders here to the front to bring this front end up. And a new servo and servo saver, and the characteristics are way different. Now I do need to work with the oil because this back end is just, you hit bumps and it just wants to launch. I think it's just too fast. I need to slow it down. We need to put a little thicker oil in there. The front looked like it was skipping along. It's pretty fast. I might just thicken the oil up a little bit in both of them. Slow the shocks down a little bit, because like, that's just really fast rebound. So I'll do that another time. I think I have to order the oil. I don't have anything that thick because this thing already uses like a 50 and a 60, I think. That's what I was researching. They use 50 weight in the front, 60 in the rear. So I'm probably gonna have to do like a 60 and a 70 then, which I don't think. Oh, I got 60. I do not have any 70, so I'm gonna have to order some 70, and then we'll tune these shocks and see if it doesn't maybe work a little bit better. Try to just slow this down. But yeah, the point of having this on the bench is, you know, that this thing just collects a bunch of trash in there. So we are going to try this. This is for an X-Max because nobody makes one for the Mutt Slash yet. But seeing how they are very similar, So but look at that, I think it's gonna work. It should fit on there okay. So it's not gonna be perfect because it's not designed for this car, but yes, I think one piece of Velcro here in the front. This is probably gonna take way too long, so let's maybe just time lapse this thing and then I'll get back to you. Check it out. Not too bad. I mean, you gotta understand, it wasn't designed for this. I couldn't use the Max, or maybe I could have. Well, no, I don't. You can't because the Max is a shorter wheelbase. So I figured this was more like an X Max. And you know, the X Max doesn't have these body mounts like this, but it works. You know, you got these zippers here, but unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to really access stuff. But you know, it's not really too much of an issue. Just, it's Velcro, man. Just unvelcro it. It's just kind of a pain, but as much trash as this thing collects, I think I'd rather deal with this. And then the only other thing I see, and I was gonna cut this, but I'm afraid, like, if I do, it's gonna start to unravel the stitching and all that, so I decided against that. Now the reviews on Amazon, a lot of people complain about the Velcro not sticking. It says in the instructions to heat it up. That's key. Use a little heat gun or something to warm up that Velcro, and it really kind of activates the glue, and it's so sticky then. I had the same exact bag on my Rustler, like 2 years, no problems, and I don't have overheating problems, and it does a really good job of keeping a lot of the dirt out. So I got another one because this thing desperately needs the help. But yeah, like I said, it's not designed for this vehicle, but I think it's gonna work. You know, looks like, you know, leaving the zipper untied there, and then hopefully the body will hold that down. I'm more concerned with stuff coming from the front, because the tires going this way are throwing stuff in. So oh yeah, check it out. Clicks in, no problem. All right, so we'll have more of this RC. I'm going to get the shock oil. We're going to do the shocks, and then we're going to go out and do a whole run, test the bag and the shocks all in that video. So next up on the bench will be, oh, it's something different. We got the Jet. So yeah, last time I drove it, it made like this hard left off the runway. That's no good. So what we got here is a little clevis pin. Some, golly, these things are hard to work on. There we go. So I need this thing to come to the right some. So yeah, we're gonna have to thread it in. Alrighty. Oh, I forgot which hole this came out of. See, on the planes, it's really important that you use the right hole. Alright, I'm gonna have to, well, first I need to go get a battery so I can keep this front end down, and then I need to figure out which hole. So I'll be back. Ah, man. Alrighty. So let's get the battery strap in here so we get the front end to stay down. So adjust this. Now I know normally the battery's supposed to lay down. We're not flying the airplane, we're not flying it. So look here, see the rudder, that one servo works the rudder back here. That's your rudder. Here's the nose gear. So we need to be on the second hole. So it is important they design it a certain way to have so much movement. All right, took it up and down the driveway a few times and I think we got it. Oh, I forgot. There's a little piece of like rubber right here that you need to slide forward because it's a clevis. You need to slide that thing forward so it keeps the pressure on there. So, yeah. So there you go. That's a little unique. You guys get it. Look, if you think working on the RC cars is something else, look at this. Look at, you got your receiver. Look at these two servos. The ESC would be down in the belly here. I think you kind of have to, yeah, take out these screws and then the whole wing section pops out. And then you got your electric ducted fan, which I'll show you I think you can kind of just see it there. Yeah, it's not going to. Ooh, there you go. Something unique there. The Jet Haboo. All right, next up, the Synchro 4. Been kind of dreading this, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done. We got to be safe. We got to be safe. So here we go. That's what I'm going to do. Just going to snip, snip. I got like a bulk pack of these IC5s. I know the EC5s are cheaper, but I think these are just a better quality. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put that collar on because that's like the #1 most forgot thing. And dang, I need, yeah, I need to go inside and get some vice grips. I tried to do this once as a tutorial and I realized that the GoPro is so far up that you really couldn't see what I'm doing. So maybe one day I'll just do a tutorial on how to solder. But for now, just please forgive me on the me expediting this. So we don't need a whole lot of insulation cut here. Alright, so what do you need to change at your connector? Of course, the connector of your choice. Solder, you want something, I believe, kind of like a high lead. It's in my Amazon, so this stuff works really, really good. Then, of course, we got rosin paste flux. I got this little tool, which I'll show you in a second. Wire stripper cutters. It also helps to have like a little cutter there. Mine's got a little dent there I need to fix. And a good soldering iron. So flux really helps solder, adhere. It's like magic. So I always just kind of dip my wires in the flux, get them situated, and then I use this little tool here, which this is just like for like clay modeling or something like that. And then what I do is I just go ahead and I scoop it into these terminals. Like so. I like to do positive first. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing. It is really critical too when you're doing like a double battery connection, because then you can mess up. Like the XRT that I got from Earl Moorhead, he fried that ESC on that one. He set that one on fire because he made the connection wrong. So, step one, we're gonna take our steel wool. We're gonna clean our soldering iron off, and then next step we're gonna do is we're gonna, they call tin it. We're just gonna get a little bit of solder on here. I'm not sure the science behind this, but it's supposed to help the solder stick a little bit better. So we're gonna come in here. See, we got that flux melting, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to come in here and get that solder kind of like pre-done. Now basically we want the metal to be hot enough to absorb the solder. We don't... Alright, same thing here with the wires. Let's tin our soldering iron a little bit. Get this heated up here. Get that flux melted. Key is we want the wires hot enough to absorb the solder. We're not trying to hit the soldering iron and melt it. We want the wires to melt it. So now that we have solder in both of these, it should just be a matter of we heat this up. 2 solders should melt, and then we should just be able to kind of like bind these together. I should have got the heavier vice grips. Dang. It's also your last chance to go ahead and double check and make sure that you got your polarity right on here. Again, anything you see here, the soldering iron, that will be in my Amazon store if you're interested. And what I like to do is take a quick look and make sure that you have no stray little wires sticking out that would touch, that would short out between the two. It's not really a big deal here because we're not going to be using that little 3rd wire telemetry, but never hurts. Make sure. And last but not least, just push this thing forward, get it locked in. Voila, done. Let's triple check. That's our positive. Flat side is positive. That's positive. So there we go. The Synchro 4 is now safe. No chance of me plugging it in backwards and messing it up. All right, I think that's going to go ahead and conclude this episode of On the Bench. Like I said, the Max Slash, I'm going to go ahead and order some shock oil. I'm going to tune the shocks, and then we'll go out and test it. And then we'll see how good that bag works or doesn't work. And then I have some other stuff. We got to get the 4S Creighton on the bench. I have some stuff planned for that. So we're always got some stuff happening here on the channel. So make sure you subscribe. Leave a like, leave a comment. Help spread the word. Let's grow the channel so that way I can bring you more and more content. Alright everyone, I appreciate the support. Hope you learned something here and enjoyed what I put out. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you on the next one.